You dudes, Warren here. Welcome to the Week 6 Fridge Magnet Power Rankings. These are my power rankings from 1 to 10 of who the NFL's about 10 best teams are. Last week, it was heavily based on like record, followed by like point differentials, followed by like turnover, like ratios and that sort of thing. But this one, now that I feel like we have enough information. This is going to be more like my subjective like opinion on everything. So the stats are a good way to kind of get started, and then just kind of my own opinion, and it's heavily influenced based on whether or not one of these top teams have lost to a mid team, as well as like how many like blowout type wins that they would have. So without further ado, let's get into it. Number one is the San Francisco 49ers. I think that's a pretty obvious choice now. They are one of two undefeated teams thus far, and they've been pretty dominant, especially against like really good teams. We just saw what they did to the Dallas Cowboys, who's another great team. They just beat them all around with interceptions and all that, and Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey. Those two could be in the conversations for MVP. And yeah, they just look unstoppable at this point. You know, always having the best defense in the league. Now their offense is like right up there, right at the top. And I'd be hard pressed to find anybody who's capable of stopping them. But this next team might be one of those type of teams. That is the number two is the Philadelphia Eagles, and they are the other undefeated team. And they've had some close games against some mid teams, but they've been able to beat them when it counted. And as a win is a win. And they got Jalen Hurts, they got people like Jalen Carter on defense, and just all around built team. They got that tush push that looks unstoppable, and people are talking about like changing that rule because of them. And yeah, they look every bit as good this year as they did last year. So who can take them down, And then number three, I'm switching it up a bit. Miami Dolphins are number three. I think they are the best offense in the NFL right now. They are definitely the best passing offense in the NFL. And, I know they lost to the Bills, but, division rival with another good team, things like that are going to happen. But anytime, I know it happened a little while ago, so there's no recency bias, but anytime you put 70 points on a team, then that's got to be taken into consideration there. So, and I still think they're the favorites to win the NFC, the AFC East, excuse me. So you got Tua, you got Tyreek Hill, you got Jalen Waddle, and then the running game is really improved, and their defense does enough to get the job done for them for the most part. And like their only losses to like what the Bills, who is like a really good team also in their own right. And number four, call me biased, but I am moving them up into the top five because I think they deserve it. The Detroit Lions. So they've beaten good teams like the Kansas City Chiefs, and they easily put up like 30 points in most games, and their only loss was the Seattle Seahawks, which is an overtime loss. But Seattle's also a really good team too, so I don't hold too much against them for that. But they do what they need to. They do what good teams do. They run the ball and in a way to set up their pass, and their defense, especially their defensive line, is proven to be dominant, and they're getting interceptions. They're winning the turnover battles now, and even they rested several of their star players in this game against the Panthers, and the people they have in taking their place, they're still able to do damage and like be a team to put up like 40-ish points. And the defenses are scoring a little bit more, but those are really like garbage points, and this is a high scoring offense league anyway, so offenses, even on losing teams, are going to put up a lot of high points. So that's the way I see it there. Number five, you got the Buffalo Bills. They could easily be a top 1, top 2 team. The reason why I'm having them a little bit lower, they did lose in overtime against the Jets, who I think everybody can consider to be a mid team at this point, as well as Jacksonville, who is definitely better, but and London are not like, if you put up losses against like teams that you're supposed to be able to beating, then the said team would be lucky to be 5, even though they are another team that has all around dominance with like Josh Allen and Diggs and those type of players, and Von Miller returning and all that. So, and number 6 is the Dallas Cowboys. They fall to 6. And this is just mainly because they lost to the Arizona Cardinals, which is one of the worst teams in the NFL. But other than that, they've proven to be all around dominant. They were the top team to start the season after 40-0 against the Giants. So they almost beat all the teams that they're supposed to, except for like the Cardinals. And yeah, they got blown out by San Francisco, but San Francisco is the top team. So, what can you really do about that? And yeah. And then number 7 is the Tampa Bay Bucks. I know it's shocking. I still have them on in the power rankings, but and they had a bye week, so but you know what? They're doing all right. Their defenses are pretty good. Baker Mayfield and his crew on offense are getting the job done. Better than what we anticipated, and they'll lose to teams again that we don't expect them to win against, but they are winning more games than we expected. So, they're a mid team who has overachieved enough to be able to be in this spot in the power rankings for now. Number 8 is number 8, Kansas City Chiefs. Why do I have them ranked so low? I mean, I know they lost to the Lions, but I think the Lions have proven themselves now to where, but they're the defending Super Bowl champions. They should have, won that game, but they've been they've had to sweat a lot in the games that they've won against mid teams like the Jets, and then especially the Vikings just now. And you'd think a defending Super Bowl champion would be be able to put them away without any trouble. And not only that, I think the Chiefs had been struggling with interceptions and turnovers and things like that, and just disciplined football. So if they can show improvement with those sort of things, they can easily climb back up. So, and then number 9, the Seattle Seahawks, the Wicked Witch of the Pacific Northwest. They did beat the Lions, and they've had a lot of good wins, and they're winning in the ways that you should be winning in the modern NFL league. But they did get blown out by the Rams in week 1, which is probably why they're ranked as low as they are, considering the type of wins that they've had this season. So, they still got Geno Smith doing well. Rookie Zach Charbonnet as well as Kenneth Walker III are a good running back duo, and then they're able to do damage with their wide receivers because of the running backs core setting things up there. So it's similar to what the Lions are able to, how they have success. So, they deserve a spot in the top 10 for now, as much as it pains me to say it. And then number 10 is the Baltimore Ravens. I moved them all the way down to 10, and yeah, they're injured and beat up, but based on their performance against Pittsburgh, a lot of turnovers, a lot of mistakes, not really as disciplined as you would need to be against a team like Pitt. And I get that, it's a big rivalry game in division games, so those type of games really can go anywhere. But I would think for a team that looks as good as it does on paper, that they wouldn't lose by making so many mistakes against a team that's not as good as Pittsburgh. So anyways, to recap, number 1, 49ers, 2, Eagles, 3 Dolphins, 4 Lions, 5 Bills, 6 Cowboys, 7 Bucks, 8 Chiefs, 9 Seahawks, 10 Ravens. Do you agree, disagree? Let me know. Still kind of early. We're almost a third of the way this season, but yeah, that's the Fridge Magnet Power Rankings. And until next time, go Lions, one pride.